Chapter 16, question 1 asks, what functional groups are found in all alpha amino acids? So let's ignore the letter alpha there for a second. Amino acids, those are referencing functional groups from organic chemistry, groups of atoms that reappear on lots of carbon chains that always behave the same way. The amino part is referring to the functional group amine. Remember, you have an amine when you have a nitrogen bonded to having three single bonds around it. So if you had that, you were an amine. Amino acids all have amines. The acid part is referring to a carboxylic acid. So you have amines and you have carboxylic acid. And a carboxylic acid was a functional group where you had a carbon double bonded to an oxygen, single bonded to an OH. That was a carboxylic acid. So amino acids have both of those functional groups, usually connected by a carbon in between them. So to the left, you'd have an amine. To the right, you would have a carboxylic acid. And then in between, you'll have a hydrogen and some other group. What that other group is different for each amino acid. That's what makes the amino acids different, and that's called an R group. So just to highlight what we've done, the amine in amino acid, the amino in amino acid is referring to an amine, and that you can see in this example of an amino acid here. The acid of amino acids is referring to a carboxylic acid, which is a carbon double bonded to an oxygen, single bonded to an OH, and you can see that in this example of an amino acid here. So this is an amino acid. Now, this carbon here that connects them is just one away. From both of the functional groups, and so it is given the first letter of the Greek alphabet, alpha. So you always start numbering the chain at the carboxylic acid, so you'd have that there, and then it's only one away from that. That's where the amine occurs, and so this is in alpha amino acid. If you had the carbon chain where you have the carboxylic acid, and then a second one, and then another carbon, and that's where the amine occurs. You number it, 2, 3. If you used the first three letters of the Greek alphabet, it'd be you'd have the number 1 carbon, next to that the alpha carbon, then the beta carbon. Here, the amine is on a beta carbon, that would be a beta amino acid. This is more of a detail for our class. But if you were curious about what the alpha means, it's telling you how far away from the carboxylic acid the amine is. If it's just 1 carbon away, as is the case here, it's an alpha amino acid. And that's what amino acids are in the human body, or what they tend to be, most of them. So the two functional groups found in all amino acids are amines and carboxylic acids.